you want to stay married, divorce speed. Never drink and drive. After whiskey, driving is risky. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. Senior citizens of Carriacou and Petit Martinique enrolled in the SEED program to receive an increase from $200 to $300 as of September 30th, 2019. Details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the news and details for Tuesday, September 10th, 2019, I am Sharian Noel. As of September 30th, elderly persons on the Sister Isles will begin to receive the increased monthly stipend already afforded beneficiaries on the mainland. 83 persons are expected to start receiving a $300 payment from the Support Fund Education and Empowerment Development SEED program, which is administered through the Ministry of Social Development. Minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, Honorable Kendra Maturin Stewart, explained during this Tuesday's post-cabinet press briefing that unique and peculiar challenges on the Sister Isle had to be addressed before the increase was applied to the beneficiaries.
Some of these challenges would have existed at the time the adjustments were made to those in mainland Grenada. You know, for instance, we ought to be very frank. There were persons that were receiving that type of assistance that should not have been on the program. There are persons that really needed to be on the program and had to be placed on a waiting list, sometimes for months and sometimes for years. Now, we as a government thought that we could not ignore these challenges by compounding the problem by awarding the increase to everybody in Carriacou across the board, without, of course, considering the many persons that were on the waiting list.
To determine the eligibility of persons for the SEED program, potential beneficiaries were reassessed.
Background checks were made in some cases to test the veracity of some of the information that was provided during the assessment stages. And naturally, this process took some time to complete. The assessment, to some extent, has now been completed, and at the end of September, 83 persons who were qualified on the assessments and checks that was done will begin to receive the increase of $3,000. And you can quote me, 300, sorry. I wish it was 3,000. Feels like $300. and you can certainly quote me on that. So from the end of September 2019, 83 persons will, having passed the necessary means test and qualified based on the assessments and the checks that was done, will begin to receive the $300.
The SEED program, she says, is an important social initiative, and like other social programs, government has to ensure that it is given to eligible persons. The retrofitting work at the Carriacou building on Yonge Street in St. George's, the House Forecourts, is progressing according to schedule. Legal Affairs Minister Honorable Kendra Maturin Stewart said during government's weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday that recent site visit afforded them an opportunity to speak to the contractor and get an update as to the progress of the work ahead of the September 21st handover deadline.
During that site visit, some changes were proposed, some amendments were made to the initial layout and designs. Yesterday, again, along with myself and Minister Garway, we met and we visited the site again and to get a further update as to where we are, bearing in mind the timeline that we are in fact working with. I must say that I am indeed very pleased and happy with the pace of progress that has been taking place at that particular space. One of the floor is almost complete, and I'm advised that about 80 to 85% of the work needed to be done there is almost complete. As indicated, once there is a change to the stated timeline that we would have provided to you previously, that will be so communicated.
One of the recent site visits included President of the Grenada Bar Association and members of the registry, while the other included Information Senator Dr. Winston Garway. The Legal Affairs Minister says government remains resolute in its commitment to deliver a court facility within the time frame previously announced. Civil Aviation Minister Honorable Clarice Modest-Kerwin says discussion continues with the relevant stakeholders to improve the airlift capacity between mainland Grenada and Carriacou. At present, the sister isle is serviced by SVG Air with 3 daily flights, but residents are clamoring for more.
We have an airport in Carriacou, and we have had services from SVG Air for quite a while. We have had some ongoing dialogue and discussions with the CEO or General Manager, Mr. Paul Gavel. We have had a lot of written and spoken communications, and we have been working to meet his requests or demands, which have, by and large, the requests to us have been pretty reasonable and doable, and conversations have been held with the key stakeholders like immigration and customs, because he has asked to facilitate fast-tracking of the in-transit passengers, etc., etc.
Minister Modest-Kerwin says government recognizes the need for improved airlift and had sought to engage representatives of FVG Air on the matter.
My cabinet has mandated me to look at improvement in the flights, the airlift between mainland and Carriacou, and this is what we're doing. Any airline that comes to work in facilitating that must be approved by Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority, ECA, and therefore they have to face that and they have to meet the standards. If the airline doesn't, we can encourage them, we can assist wherever we can, but they must do that. And I know that SVG Air, with new proposals they have made, they have approached ECA, but ECA is, while ECA is an oversight body, therefore we cannot seek to influence ECA because they are about safety, and we have to be satisfied that whatever they say are safety issues, that they must be recognized.
According to Minister Modest, new proposals have been put forward by SVG Air, and the requisite approval is now being sought from the Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority.
We have asked for a meeting. We have made 3 separate requests for meetings with SVG Air, its management, to look at where we are, to show them how we have complied with what they have asked, and to seek clarity as to how they would like us to move forward. We have had another proposal for flight between Grenada and Carriacou, but we would like to deal with SVG Air because they have been there and we are cognizant of that, and we'd like to work with them to see where we are before we we're looking at the other proposal, but in order to give any approval or go ahead to any other entity, we must first decide what is happening.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on, people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me, no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Welcome back. The government of Grenada plans to continue improvement work on various schools across the country to ensure that staff and students can operate in an environment that is conducive to teaching and learning. Since the passage of Hurricane Ivan and Emily, several schools have been rebuilt and many have been refurbished and upgraded in recent years due to the efforts of the government of Grenada in conjunction with various funding agencies.
This school now joins the list of several schools that benefited from reconstruction and rehabilitation post-Hurricane Ivan. Schools such as Stamcc, the Grenada Boys Secondary School, MacDonald College, St. Mary's RC Primary, Woburn Methodist, St. Patrick's Anglican,
Paraclete Government, Mount Morris Anglican, St. Dominic's RC, Vendome RC, St. Teresa's RC Preschool, and the list can go on and on.
Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, Honorable Emmeline Pear, during the handover ceremony at the Holy Cross RC School on September 2, 2019. The Education Minister outlined the many facilities which will be upgraded in the near future.
The ministry's commitment to this mission is further signaled through our endeavors of the CDB-funded Grenada Education Enhancement Project, which would see expansion and rehabilitation work at the following schools: Grenada Seventh-day Adventist Comprehensive, J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary, Bishop's College, Presentation Brothers College, St. Joseph's Convent St. George, and St. Joseph's Convent Grenville. Additionally, development of final designs and costing for one rebuilt primary school and 2 relocated secondary schools is well underway as the ministry continue to aggressively pursue this objective. St. Andrew's Anglican Primary School will have a new 480 student facility on its current site in Grenville. Grenada Christian Academy, a 400 student facility on a new site in Pearls in St. Andrew, and St. David's Secondary School, a 500 student facility on a new site in St. David. Brothers and sisters, our government remains committed, very committed to the task of rehabilitating, rebuilding, and upgrading of all of our schools in Grenada. But let us be honest with ourselves. We cannot do them all at the same time.
Also speaking at the Holy Cross RC ceremony, Honorable Yolan Bain Horsford reiterated the Education Minister's sentiments on the importance of patience during this process.
I wish to remind you that an opportunity delayed is not an opportunity denied.
And finally, Japan's ambassador to Grenada, His Excellency Tatsuhiro Ama, presented his credentials to the Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Cecilia Grenada on Tuesday, September 10th. His Excellency said he will make efforts to strengthen the bilateral cooperation between his country and Grenada.
On this special occasion, I wish to highlight the friendly and cooperative ties between our two countries based on our shared fundamental values such as democracy, human rights, international peace and security, the rule of law, and the sustainable use of marine resources. I sincerely hope to develop our bilateral relations to the next level with Your Excellency's kind help and generous support of the people of Grenada. In this regard, I humbly request for your valuable cooperation and guidance to help ensure the deepening of ties between Japan and Grenada.
Grenada and Japan has established diplomatic relations since 1975. Her Excellency said Grenada has benefited tremendously from Japan in areas of fisheries, disaster management, and health, as well as through the creation of employment opportunities in Grenada.
Since April 1975, Grenada and Japan have enjoyed excellent diplomatic relations to our mutual benefit. Japan's support to Grenada has been substantial and unwavering, covering 4 main areas: grants, project funding, human resource development, and technical assistance. Some of the key initiatives undertaken by grant aid assistance received from the government of Japan are in the areas of fisheries, disaster management, and health. Japan's priority focus of assistance to our country, both technical and financial, undoubtedly has been in the fisheries sector. We commend you on the continued success of your diverse and vibrant economy as you continue to forge ahead with numerous innovative undertakings. Your expertise in the automotive sector, robotics, and other electronics technologies, agriculture, and fisheries sector are models for the entire world.
And with this, we come to the end of the National Report for today, Tuesday, September 10th, 2019. Recapping the top story. Senior citizens of Carriacou and Petit Martinique enrolled in the SEED program to receive an increase from $200 to $300 as of September 30th, 2019. On behalf of the entire news production team, I am Sharian Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Grenada's economy is heading for its 7th year of consistent growth, averaging over 5%. Unemployment was reduced by 20%, while debt to GDP ratio was reduced from 108% to 63.5%. NNP committed to the economic and social development of our people. NNP delivering on the promise.
It's coming, the new family of EC polymer notes.
What is different about these notes?
The feel.
Polymer notes are made from a thin plastic film which makes the notes feel smoother than the paper notes.
The orientation.
The notes have a portrait orientation. You will read the notes from top to bottom instead of left to right as you do with the paper notes.
Unique tactile feature.
The front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you.
Holographic foil strip.
This feature is on the $20, $50, and $100. When you tilt the notes, the images and colors in this section will change.
New image on the $50.
The back of the $50 bears the image of former governor of the ECCB, the late Honorable Sir K. Dwight Venner.
New signature.
All the notes bear the signature of the current governor, Timothy N.J. Antoine.
EC polymer notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
Hope rides on the rays of the sun here. So too does the resilience of the people. But in the battle against climate change, will hope and resilience be enough when the lives of those who contribute the least feel the brunt of its effects?
For us here in the Caribbean, climate change and its devastating impacts are our new normal.
Hope is still the strongest currency in these parts. But a devaluation of life can come if the world sells the people short. With the realities of modern times, forever no longer has the same currency it had a generation ago.
Rolling on the way through my journey, I got a triple OG sitting right beside me. This old man, he played fall, he played knick-knack on my door. Raises a white noise, light up the world. Here we go, and I follow the sun, 'cause it's bright on the other side of my window.
In Grenada, like in many places in the Caribbean, there are continuing concerns about rising temperatures and the increasing frequency of storms.
In growing up as a young girl on the Carriacou, the changes, I always tell them the major change started with Hurricane Janet, September. September is a very terrible month for Grenada with hurricanes. Price of progress is always very high. And to me, the whole environmental problem in the Caribbean and in particular in Grenada come with the price of progress.
The country was devastated, almost complete devastation in some villages. First of all, every village in Dominica Every street, every cranny, every person in Dominica was impacted by the hurricane.
I know myself from since this is why growing up, come here. Once you come and enjoy yourself at the beach, and bathe and eat and drink and enjoy yourself and have fun. The river never used to meet much with the sea, but I know as the water get rough, the climate got be changing.
People here have created their own way of life, overcoming great challenges over the centuries. They are at one with nature, and nature is at one with them.
There are farmers who have irrigation systems. There are farmers who are close to rivers, but there are also farmers who depend solely on rainwater, our rainwater harvesting to grow their plants. And I can tell you over the last year or so, and a lot of farmers have not been able to reach their targets in terms of production.
They followed the sun and the moon and the stars to maintain their livelihoods. Their culture has evolved dependent on the environment, their lives intertwined with its well-being.
We have no choice as a region but to pursue climate-smart development. Building the region's resilience to climate change, natural hazards, and environmental changes is not only a necessary and urgent development imperative, but is also a fundamental requirement to ensure our basic survival as a people.
The problem with climate change is it's getting warmer faster in the temperate regions, and so earlier in the year, like February, March, when the birds are still here, they don't know they have to go home yet, but all the things that should be happening when they arrive are happening earlier. So their nesting sites are becoming available, their food sources, especially insects, are blooming. So by the time the birds get back to where they have to go, there's no food for them.
Follow the sun, I follow the sun.
Water fuels life here. Above as below, without adaptation, much is at stake. Maybe the lives here can be the hope and the light the world needs to make a change before it's too late.
These impacts are reversing economic growth, exacerbating poverty, and undermining the future prosperity of Caribbean countries.
This war was not started on their terms, but one through which they are determined to fight together.
But we can't do this alone. This is why we're calling for greater focus, support, and action from the international community to get us ahead of this climate crisis.
Grenada's National Sustainable Development Plan 2035 seeks to address climate adaptation and vulnerability for sustainable development.
They want parang finish toy. They want parang done. BBA's parang teachers when we teachers you bound to learn.
Yes, good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
They want.
Well, you find it too early?
The reason.
Well, you mean it too early. I mean it too early for Parang, man. Parang is supposed to be launched sometime this month, next month, when? Yeah, soon, yeah?
He said, man, we have it.
Yeah, me, all you want to say, me, I don't go into court, so.
I just see round a corner. I just hear from distance away. Now when
it ain't too early,
there is nothing for you to say. What I hear doesn't matter. The things I see that just makes me wonder. Now if tonight I sing a light, they got stick and draw me eyes.
Yes, my name is Sheldon Scott, and this is Hard Talk. We're live on 97.5 City Sound FM, 89.5 CRFM, 92.9 Sister Isle FM in Carriacou, and We Noise Radio 94.9 broadcasting out of Brooklyn, yeah, in New York. No, not Brooklyn in St. John, Brooklyn, New York, that one, yeah. My usual co-pilot is out today. But as I speak of my usual co-pilot, let me say a belated happy birthday to the old co-pilot, yeah, Ian Edwards. He celebrated his birthday yesterday. Yo, brother Ian, we hope you had a wonderful day. We know the leg in cast and them kind of things. So we know you couldn't move about as you want to move about and do the things that you would want to do, huh?
When the man call you,
yeah, I see brother Ian sporting a cast day, but like I had to go and sign it for him. I see the leg bandage up. I wonder if it's cast or bandage, but I see it well bandage up there too. So good morning to you, Ian Edwards. Hope that you're tuned in and listening, bro. You know, usually when you get the opportunity, you do. And when you don't, you call blindly. So a belated happy birthday to you. Also saying a very special happy birthday to the man Muscles, yeah. Good partner Muscles. I know he's down in the kitchen listening this morning. So bro, a special good morning to you. It's your birthday, bro. Also to another good brother of mine, Durity Selwyn Noel. Good morning to you and happy birthday, bro. Hope that you as well are having a very wonderful day today. Yeah. Today, the 11th day of September 2019. Now, whenever September 11th comes around, some people have horrific memories, especially those of you who were in the U.S., in particular the New York area at this time. Some of you were working over in Manhattan and you had to, yeah, all sorts of... We know it was a lot, it's hard for a lot of you, yeah. All right, enough parang. We know we go... Me only want to put in trouble later today, not at all. Yeah, it's the 18th anniversary of the September 11th attack. The day the Trade Center came down, and the Pentagon was attacked. Many, many lives were lost, including at least 2 Grenadians. I think one is related to George Grant. The other is Latouche, yeah? I know the mother of one of the victims. So while it's a day of celebration for some, it's a day of remembrance and reflection for many others. Yeah, New Dimension Steel Orchestra. Yeah, Hard Talk, the only place you could hear steel pan outside of the carnival season. And here Parang in September. Back to back. Yeah, we good like that, yeah? Yes, indeed. So last night, the National Sustainable Development folks, they were supposed to have that meeting in Petit Martinique. I haven't got information on how that passed. So tomorrow, the team is going to be moving to St. John. So they'll be heading to the St. John Anglican School. The facilitator for tomorrow's session, Senator the Honorable Judd Cadet. And that'll be taking place from 7 p.m. So Tomorrow, the National Sustainable Development Plan, they are going to be at the St. John Anglican School, and that will be starting from 7 p.m. And then on the 16th, I believe that's the Monday. That's Monday, isn't it? Monday is the 16th? Let me see. Yeah, Monday is the 16th. They're going to be moving to the Grand Roy Government School. So in the northern part of St. John at the St. John Anglican School, and then they're going to the southern part, Grand Roy. And the Grand Roy will be taking place on Monday from 7 p.m. The facilitator, Mr. Carlton Frederick. So, folks, if you can head on out to those meetings, please do. St. Mark, your turn will be coming up next week, Tuesday. That'll be taking place at the St. Mark Secondary School. Mrs. Pauline Finlay will be the facilitator. So, St. Mark, your day, next week, Tuesday. And next week, Monday, St. John at the Grand Roy Government School. Tomorrow, at the St. John Anglican School from 7 p.m. as well. All right, nice. So those two will be taking place coming up. Also, interested persons on the Sister Isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique wishing to take full advantage of the free medical services to be offered by the U.S. Navy ship USNS, or United States Navy ship, Naval Ship Comfort, in Grenada from September the 15th to the 20th, are asked to submit their names at the Parliamentary Constituency Office on Lower Main Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, to better facilitate the requested medical services in a timely fashion to return to Carriacou or Petit Martinique on the same day. So if you're in Carriacou or you're in Petit Martinique and you want to avail yourself of the many services that will be offered by the U.S. naval vessel that is coming in over the weekend and will be here until next week, Friday. If you are in Petit Martinique right now, or you are in Carriacou right now, and you want to get some of the services that are being offered, you are not forgotten. Yeah? So you can go to the Parliamentary Constituency Office on Lower Main Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, and you could submit your names. In that way, you will be facilitated faster. So when you get down to Grenada and so on, they will put you through the system speedily so that you can make it back up to Carriacou in time. You'll be back in time to get the boat to head back up to Carriacou, or the plane to head back up to Carriacou, okay? The services offered, and listen carefully, the services being offered at the medical walk-in sites, and there are two medical walk-in sites, one being the Grenada Trade Center and the second being the Grenada National Stadium. So two walk-in sites, right? There are 3 sites in total. The third site is the vessel itself, which will not be docked. It will be out in the water, right? And according to what you need, you'll be transferred there via aircraft, helicopter, right? Yeah. So the services offered at the medical walk-in sites are cataract removal and lens replacement. So if you're in Petit Martinique or you're in Carriacou, you have cataracts and they need to be removed, or you need to have lens replacement done. I wonder if I could pronounce this one properly. Thygerium. No, it's not Thygerium. It's like Thygerium. Thrygium. I think it's Thygrium. Yeah. P-T-E-R-Y-G-I-U-M. That one stumped me. I can't pronounce that one. Yeah, removal. General surgery. Trauma surgery. Laparoscopic surgery. Gallbladder removal. Lumps and bumps. So if you have a bump, you have a lump under your skin that has to be removed, they're doing that as well. Genitourinary surgery. So dealing with the urinary tract and that sort of thing. Varicose repair, orthopedic surgeries, intra-articular injections, plastic surgery, contractor repair, maxillofacial surgery, radiological services, they're doing x-rays, ultrasound, and interventional radiology. Right? I'm going to take a break in a little while, and I'm going to attempt to get, at 10:45, I'm going to take a short break. We'll bring in the WaterWise program, and I'm going to try to reach either Dr. Martin or Kevin. I'm going to try to reach either one. I know they're exceptionally busy right now because they're putting everything in place for the two sites. Yeah? So I'm going to try to get one or the other for us to have a chat for a few minutes about some of the things that are being said here. Because, for instance, I know what I mean by, let's say we don't know what I mean by maxillofacial surgeries, interventional radiology. I think I know what they mean by both of them, but just in case I'm wrong, next thing I'm wrong. Yeah? So I'm going to find out directly. I think it's better I speak to Doc himself. Yeah. So the walk-in sites will operate from approximately 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day on a first-come, first-served basis. Please note that transportation and accommodation will be the responsibility of interested persons. That's for those of you in Carriacou who are coming down. Yeah? So you will have to organize your ticket to come down. And if you have to stay down overnight, you will have to organize that. But the minister and the ministry, they will make sure that you get through quickly. But you have to organize your transportation to come down from Carriacou. All right? So if you have eye problems, so you need to have the cataract removal. And the thing is, we live in the Caribbean. And because we are exposed to the sun, in the way that we are exposed to the sun, you tend to find a lot of people when they get to middle age, and even younger these days, but middle age and older ages, that they end up having cataracts. Yeah, it's because we are exposed to so much of the sunlight. We end up having a high incidence of cataracts in the Caribbean region. And due to that, if you have cataracts, sometimes the fishermen who are out in the water and that glare, that sun hitting them all the time. And so you find older fishermen, sometimes they have that problem. So the cataract removal and lens replacement, right? General surgery, trauma surgery, laparoscopic surgery. I believe that's the one where they use the little tube and they go inside and that kind of thing. But we'll try to get in contact with Doc by, let's say, 10:45. I don't know what his schedule is like this morning. I'm going to try to track him down in a while. And we can see if we get him or we get someone else to go through these different areas with us. Also, remember, they're offering dental services as well. So you may have a root canal, etc., 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 that you need done. They're offering dental services as well. Yeah? And just in case, if you want to go by somebody, you could follow up. You could check Gentle Dental Care. Yeah, you go in Bruce Street Mall, you go upstairs there, you check Dr. Judy Dubois and you tell her, Sheldon, send me. All you don't know the strength of that. Just go and say, Sheldon, send me. That ain't mean that you're in pain. No. That mean you will get at a special rate. Don't go by Doc and say, Sheldon say you go pay. Yeah? Don't go by her and say that how Sheldon say he go cover that. No, you'll get at a special rate. All right? Nice. So you go up and you check Dr. Julie Dubois and you tell her, Sheldon send you. Nice? Mm-hmm. Your smile so bright, eh? Might have to keep your mouth closed while you're driving at night because the light might reflect off of it and blind the driver on the other side. So remember, those of you in Carriacou and Petit Martinique who are interested in heading on the U.S. naval vessel, the Comfort, or availing yourself of the services offered by that vessel, not necessarily going on the vessel itself, but avail yourself of the services offered by that vessel, you can contact your parliamentary constituency office. So you can go to the constituency office and give your name. So when you come down next week, they will have everything organized for you. But your transportation is on you. And again, the transportation is on you and your accommodation, if you have to overnight, because sometimes due to the procedure that you do, it may not be the wisest thing to be bouncing up and down on the boat coming back up the same day. Yeah? It may not be the wisest thing. Sometimes you have to take a day or two down here. All right? So due to that, your accommodation down here is on you. All right? You might have a good friend you could call and say, hey, I want to spend a little 2 days and that kind of thing. Or everybody are relatives down here. So you understand how you go? Yeah, it's one country, three islands. You know? Yeah, it's one thing, yeah. Yeah, I was just sorting out one or two issues there, making sure that we're up on 97.5. Yeah, we're up and we're good now, yeah? So as I said, I'm going to try to get Dr. Martin. I'm going to take the WaterWise program at exactly 10:45. Always important to listen to WaterWise, huh? Because oftentimes you hear people say, well, I ain't get water for how much days and all sorts of, and they're wondering what's happening. But the WaterWise program that we play, they give that information on each week. They give information. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Yeah, they give information and they say where they're going to do different things. But I want you all to be able to assess some of the services being offered by the vessel. Huh? Also, yesterday we heard that work is continuing on the new home for the courts. Huh? The new home for the courts over by courts, yeah. So when somebody say they're going to the courts, you had to wonder which one. You had to ask them, the one on that side of the street or the one on that side of the street, yeah? You're going by Dillion and them, or you're going by Mrs. Kina Marasta and them on the other side, yeah? You have to ask yourself no, because courts and courts, huh? See a lot of information coming over on social media in relation to something yesterday. Well, I feel afraid to talk about it, yeah. In a little while, but I think it's important for us to deal with these other things first. Good morning to you, Hayes. Oh, you're out there in China, man. An Englishman in China? You have a wonderful day today, and say a special good morning to the other officers, police officers that are out there. Yeah, we have quite a number of police officers that have gone over to China doing training right now. Just making sure everything is up and running properly. Here's what, we're going to take the WaterWise program right about now. Yeah, let's go and take the WaterWise program, and let me attempt in the interim to reach out to Dr. Martin.
Safety rules are a pain? Try having an accident. Drive safely. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Morning. You can sit down anywhere you want. Good morning and welcome. Feel free to have a seat at any of the available tables. I'll bring a menu to you shortly.
If you had to choose between great customer service and not so good customer service, which one will you choose? Remember, tourism is everybody's business.
Water, Earth's purest, life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome to another edition of WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA. I am Wendy Chateau. The National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, continues to be faced with significant water shortfalls, which have resulted in a number of our systems having to be regulated. Valve regulations were instituted for the Les Avocat, Mardi Gras, and Annandale water systems via the Woburn tank last week, and with further shortfalls being experienced, the schedule for the Les Avocat system has been revised.
Now, folks, I have to cut the WaterWise program because we have to take the call with Dr. Martin right now. Good morning to you, Doc. Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, Doc. How are you doing?
Not bad at all.
Okay, folks, we're speaking to Dr. Francis Martin, and we're going to have a quick chat with him about some of the services being offered by the naval vessel. But before we go to that, Doc, how are you doing?
Overwhelmed.
I would expect so, because you have to basically get two sites ready with the proper equipment and lighting and everything over the next few days.
Yes. We have a short time to prepare it.
Yeah, and you want to make sure that the Grenadian people can get as much as possible. Squeeze this opportunity and get as much as possible out of it.
That's the intention. We really want to make sure that people who have a problem, that they get an opportunity to have that problem solved.
Okay, let's get right into it, because I know you don't have much time. What are some of the services? Because I'm seeing things like cataract removal, lens replacement. I've seen something I can't pronounce. Ptergy.
Tigerium. It starts with a T.
Lord. Well, I've seen a P before the T, so the P is silent.
The P is silent.
Okay, well, we want to know what are some of these things, because, cataract removal and lens replacement, I think, is pretty straightforward.
Right.
The
pterygium is it's like a growth on the eye. You know, some people, when you look at them on the inside of the eye, there's a growth of a kind of fleshy thing that covers the black of the eye.
Yeah.
That's what a pterygium is.
Okay, so they're doing removal of that as well?
Yes.
Okay, general surgery includes any other surgeries that people have to do?
Right, general surgery, but here we're focusing a lot on things like hernias. Because a lot of people have hernias, whether it's inguinal or scrotal hernias, and other general things. One of the things that they are prepared to do is laparoscopic surgery. That is removing of your gallbladder using a camera. They're not opening you up all the way up.
Okay.
Right? And general other things, orthopedic issues. Someone has a broken arm or broken foot, they can provide that service. They're also providing pain relief, like injections in your joints to help with your pain relief. There's going to be a pediatric neurosurgeon, so children with seizures and other kind of sort of complicated things, they'll be able to assist with that. What else?
I've seen lumps and bumps. What specifically is lumps and bumps?
Lumps and bumps is people who have literally little lumps or bumps in the hand that they want to get removed. A lot of the times you have to go to a surgeon, you have a little thing on the back of your arm that you have to wait to get it done. There are people with things that might need biopsy. You might have a breast lump that you want to get removed. Those little, so that is what lumps and bumps are. It's great, literally lumps that you might have on your hand or any part of your body that you want removed.
Okay, the genitourinary surgery, that's specific to what?
Genitourinary surgery in this case speaks to things like varicocele, and I've always had difficulty explaining what varicocele is, and forgive me for having to describe it this way, but you ever heard of the term makuku?
Yes.
That is what a varicocele is.
Okay.
So these men can get those surgeries done to help them with that. There are also other little issues in the female population, for example. They may have difficulty with urination. They can help with that. Some general women health issues. They'll be able to help with that as well.
Because with the visit of the Chinese vessel, we saw that a significant number of the people that visited that vessel, especially on the first visit, were females, and it was in relation to gynecologic. My tongue really tying up this morning, but
yes,
gynae issues.
Gynae issues, yeah. That is recognized as a major problem. So again, you get an opportunity in some cases to get a second opinion on something. But I want to say here, though, I've been getting a lot of requests for things like fibroid removal and hysterectomies. Those are very major surgeries. The ship is not prepared to do major surgeries because the follow-up is going to be too complicated. And so they are prepared to do minor and intermediate surgeries.
Okay, so somebody can go and get triple bypass done?
No, you can't. Certainly not.
All right. I see contractor repair.
Yeah, this is something where some people have like difficulty with their fingers. Sometimes they say, I close my hand and my finger lock. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those are contractors. That's an example of a contractor. They have to release that for you. They're also offering dermatology and plastic surgery, and the dermatology speaks to skin issues. In this case, they're coming with only one dermatologist. So that dermatologist will be at the Kirani James mission site.
Okay.
Because it's just one they have. Similarly to the pediatric neurosurgeon, he will be at the Kirani James testing site because it's just one they have.
So pediatric neurosurgeon, they're going to be dealing with children with the...
Pediatric neurology, not neurosurgery.
Okay.
Right? So children with brain issues, headache, seizures, that kind of thing.
Okay, the child does always fall down and you don't know what and you want to find out, you want to an opinion.
There you go.
All right. Radiological services, well, we know what that one is. Please,
right,
X-ray.
X-rays, right. So if you need an X-ray or a CT scan or a lab test done and you don't have the money to get it, and these things do happen, they're able to do that for you. But it's not a case where you walk up the street and come and say, I want an X-ray or want a CT. No. It's a case where you've gone to your doctor, the doctor says, I need a CT, but you just don't have the money to get it. Then it goes with ultrasounds as well. Ultrasound is very common for ladies with pelvic problems and other forms of issues. you need an ultrasound, you can come on board and get it.
Interventional radiology. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, interventional radiology is the more detailed form of radiology where it's not just taking an X-ray of you. It's taking an X-ray after certain process is done. For example, there's a thing called contrast where they make you drink contrast material and then you take the X-ray so that it better outlines your intestinal tract. That's an example of interventional radiology, and that is for diagnosing much more complicated diseases that a plain X-ray are unable to diagnose.
Okay. So quite a number of services being offered there, and I don't have on the list here, but I believe they're also offering dental services?
Oh yes, dental services is also offered. They do cleaning, filling, extractions, and so hopefully not much extractions, but mostly cleaning and filling.
But if they're doing extraction, they're doing capping and so?
No. Those are called cosmetic dentistry. We don't want to...
Well, it helps with the personal well-being of the individual, you know. It helps the person feel more outgoing, more that they smile, more everything.
I know, but the type of material you're using for filling these days is pretty good, man. Pretty fancy. Yeah.
So they're doing the filling, as you said, we hopefully not too much extractions. Root canal?
No, root canal would not be done because root canal requires a number of visits. And
Okay.
they would be here for the length of time to facilitate root canal.
All right, wonderful. Any other specific individual is hearing this right now, they may have one of the issues that you've spoken about there, and they want to avail themselves of the opportunity. Do they just walk off the street and go there and say, well, this is what I have, I need that?
Yes, definitely. You can walk off the street, go in there, get registered at the front desk. Once you tell them what you are here for, they're going to give you the appropriate registration and banding and get you prepared to see the doctors at the testing site. I want to really make a pledge or a plea to the public. This is a problem-based mission. It is not a mission where you just want to go to see what happened to you or you want to go for a checkup. You know that kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
It is not a checkup kind of mission. It's a mission where you have a problem, you're waiting for solutions. Your solutions cannot come either because you don't have the money or the waiting line is too long. They are here to bring forward that service for you so have your problem solved earlier.
Okay. So, let me see. What if you have a hernia and you have no appointment? Well, yes, you could go. Hannah, you could go. Somebody's asking me a question online. If they have a hernia and they want to get that done, if they can go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hernia, this is kind of thing they're here for.
Yeah. So they can deal with that one time. They fix that for you.
The only thing I want to let the public know is that they have a certain amount that they give for each country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have, for example, 150 slots. So they're prepared to operate on 150 Grenadians to give them surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping that we don't, not much, we don't have so much cause people have to go over the limit because then again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at least even if you take away 150 from whoever is waiting, it's a big chunk.
Yeah.
And that would free up a lot of our operation appointment at the general hospital. So in other words, even if you didn't get your surgery done now because you came a bit too late, because so much of the hospital waiting list has been freed up, you probably may not be able to get your surgery done at the hospital much quicker than before.
But in this instance, you're getting it free.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's why first come, first serve. It's important to be there early.
It's important to be there early.
Also, I would think that if a person has information from their doctor that they can walk with, that could help the professionals down there to make a proper assessment faster, that would be helpful.
It wouldn't hurt. It definitely wouldn't hurt.
All right, great. So, Doc, any other information you want the Grenadian public to know? I know that you're on the move, you're trying to get things done. So, any other information they need to know?
One of the very most important information is that if you think you are someone who is going to need surgery, or you think you are someone who will most likely go on the ship to get a CT scan, MRI, or X-ray, you must walk with a chaperone. You must walk with someone, either a cousin, relative, friend. Somebody must come with you. They will not allow anybody to go up on the boat without a chaperone or another person with them. So I would say on the safe side, if you think you might need one of those services, even if you don't know for sure, bring them along with you in the event that you may need to go on the ship. because you would have to have a chaperone with you.
Because the surgeries are not being done on land. Those are being done out on the vessel.
Absolutely. They see you at the mission sites, and if you need a surgery, they'll take you to the ship to get that surgery done. If your surgery is going to be overnight, they are prepared to give a room and feed the chaperone for you so that you can stay overnight or any amount of days that you might stay on the ship. They're prepared to take room and board the chaperone for you.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so those of you in Carriacou, don't come down alone. Make sure that you have somebody with you that could stay on the vessel for the couple of days. Don't come alone. All right.
And in relation to Carriacou, it's important that Carriacouians and PD Martinicans understand that we're making special arrangement for them. Once they come to Grenada, once the transportation has been arranged and they get to Grenada, we're going to ensure that they as a group are given priority and preference. We're going to shuttle them through the system quickly so that they can get in and out. The mission, we already told the mission that this is what we want because of the special, unique situation of Carriacouians and PD Martinicans.
All right. Doc, we'd like to thank you. We don't want to take up much more of your time. We know how busy you are. We know the kind of week that you've been having. And we'd like to thank you very much for the wonderful hard work that you have been doing in the past, that you're doing now, and that we know you'll be doing in the future. Thank you so very much.
No problem.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Folks, we've been speaking there to Dr. Francis Martin. Dr. Francis Martin. And he has been giving us some information in relation to the visit of the U.S. Naval vessel Comfort. That vessel will be here over the weekend, and they will be doing various procedures and so for Grenadians. But remember, he said there's roughly about 150 surgeries that they're going to be doing. So first come, first serve, eh? Yeah, first come, first serve. All right? Nice, wonderful. Yeah, just making sure that you have that information. 2 minutes to the hour of 11 o'clock. We're going to restart the Waterwise at 11 o'clock. Because we had to cut it to take the call from Doc one time. Yeah, we had to catch him when we could catch him. Eh? No bad behavior at the Karani James Stadium or at the Grenada Trade Center will be tolerated. The Royal Grenada Police Force will be there to maintain order. So if you are found to be behaving rowdy and noisy and getting on and fighting, if you think that kind of behavior is going to make someone say, well, put them through fast and you're going to get through before everybody else by being annoying, yeah, you won't get through outside, yeah. You'll be put out, yeah? No nonsense. Yeah, no tolerance. The sites will be operating from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. That doesn't mean you're going there for 5 o'clock and expect to be seen. Not because it says between 8 and 5 or 8 and 3 means that you're going to go there 3 o'clock or you're going to go there 5 o'clock and expect to be seen. Go early. All right, make sure that you're early so that you can get whatever, if you can get that procedure done, because we know in some instances these things can run into thousands upon thousands of dollars that you end up having to pay. It can run into that. So if you're getting the opportunity to get it done for free right now, please make use of the opportunity. Again, they're going to be at the Grenada Trade Center and they're going to be over at the Karani James Stadium. So head to one or the other, be there on time so that you can have it done. They're starting on Sunday and the last day of operation will be Friday. Don't try to go Saturday and say, well, Saturday I have. No. If you have to get the time off from work, today is Wednesday, speak to your boss from now. Say, boss, next week Wednesday, I'd like the day off. Next week Tuesday, I'd like the day off. Or next week Monday, I'd like the day off because I want to go and check on my health. I don't see a boss saying no if it's something as important as that and they know that you have a surgery that needs to be done. I don't see them saying no. All right? So those of you with the cataracts and the growths on the eye and them kind of thing that you need removed, those with the gallbladder and those with the quote unquote in Grenadian language, the makuku that needed removed. Yeah, here's the opportunity for you to become makuku-less. All right? Yeah, you could become makuku-less. All right? Let's go to the WaterWise program.
Think safety rules are a pain? Try having an accident. Drive safely. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and train experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome to another edition of WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA. I am Wendy Chateau. The National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, continues to be faced with significant water shortfalls, which have resulted in a number of our systems having to be regulated. Valve regulations were instituted for the Les Avocat, Mardi Gras, and Annandale water systems via the Woburn tank last week, and with further shortfalls being experienced, the schedule for the Les Avocat system has been revised, while the Bonaccord system is being added to the list. Consumers served by the Les Avocat water system will now receive their supply as follows. Laborie, Mondays and Fridays from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m., Mount Airy and Mondelez, Tuesdays from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m., Mount Parnassus, The Bocas, Creighton, and Parade, Wednesdays from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m., Holders Hill and Lower St. Paul's, Thursdays from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m., Montjulu, Richmond Hill, daily from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., Beirut, Minorca, Windsor Forest, Apsley, Pedmota, Laura, and Belle Plaine, daily from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Consumers in Caliste and Point Salines who are served by the Annandale water system via the Woburn tank will receive a water supply from 5 p.m. Tuesdays to 5 a.m. Wednesdays and 5 p.m. Thursdays to 5 a.m. Fridays. Mount Parnassus from Joe John to Hills Have Eyes, which is served by the Mardi Gras water system, will receive a supply on Mondays and Fridays from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and the Coconut on Wednesdays from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Added to the list is the Bonaccord water system, which serves St. George's Estate, Bonaccord, La Mode, and Top Ravine. These areas will receive a supply from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Consumers, we encourage you to review the schedules published on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and make all the necessary preparation to facilitate water storage. We all know that water plays an integral role in our everyday lives, and having a personal safe storage is a basic step to ensure your family is prepared in the event you may not have access to pipe-borne water. We urge you to ensure that once you receive a supply, your tanks and/or containers are filled, as even outside of the dry season, we are still in the hurricane season, and challenges, as we are experiencing now, can arise at any time, resulting in water having to be shut off. The authority reminds you of our continued calls to have water stored to last at least 3 days, representing 35 gallons of water per person per day. You are also advised that the information provided in the valve regulation schedule is based on the current water levels and can be expected to change without prior notice, depending on the availability of supply. The authority continues to monitor all water systems and their capacity to meet demand, and will keep affected consumers fully aware of their supply status as information becomes available. This brings us to the end of WaterWise for today. On behalf of the entire team at NAWASA, I am Wendy Chateau, wishing you a fantastic day. Remember, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay connected.
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and train experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Morning. You can sit down anywhere you want. Good morning and welcome. Feel free to have a seat at any of the available tables. I'll bring a menu to you shortly.
If you had to choose between great customer service and not so good customer service, which one will you choose? Remember, tourism is everybody's business.
Yes, and we're back. Good morning to you, Miss Warren. Hope you're having a fabulous day today. And again, I've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media about the vessel and don't go on the vessel and the vessel this and the vessel that and Americans this and American that. The thing is, we each have a decision to make. If we have a medical issue that otherwise we'll have to spend thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars to fix, and we have here an opportunity to get it done for free, and we decide because the vessel is coming from the United States, we ain't going on that. We're going to stay with the condition which could eventually kill or cripple us. If we decide that that is where we want to go, it's up to us as individuals. I'm not upset with anybody that decides they don't want to go on the vessel, and I'm not upset with anybody that decides they are going on the vessel. Here is an opportunity for you. If you're going to allow other persons to decide how you think, then that's up to you. If you are going to make an independent thinking decision as regards your health or the health of your child, because you may be a parent whose child needs one of these surgeries. If you decide that you're going to not bring your child who needs that surgery because somebody tell you to ship this and somebody tell you to ship that, that again, my friend, is up to you. All right? Nice. I do not believe in the conspiracy theories. That's me personally, I don't believe them. Because in logical thinking, they make no sense. So it's up to you. And the phone lines are open, 440-7377. We have a call online. Good morning.
Sharon, good morning.
Morning, my dear. How are you?
Scotty, good morning, boy.
Morning, my dear. How are you doing?
How you doing?
I good.
I just reached down. I just come from home.
How you late, sir?
Well, what happened, I have to inform you. You know they building the houses and the Chinese houses are by my side.
Yes.
So they have the like people granite. They plant some new poles and they're upgrading the damn thing up there.
Yeah.
So that is I stay back and I was watching them. What they doing.
Okay.
So I just turn off the comment and say let me come now. Yeah. Because they're doing some work over there. And the reason why I'm telling you, there is a lot of haters in this country that will not inform the outside world about going on in Grenada. They just give them false news out there about this country.
Yep.
But that's what's going on. Now, Grenada, they plan to set a big pole and they're connecting it for the current. So when the Chinese finish with the houses, the current is already there. You understand?
Good.
They're upgrading that up in that area. So a lot of things going on Busheju. And then I see again some Subarus come right in front of my door, right next door to me, and they Subaru in the front. Mm-hmm. They say they're going to put some community center and it's schools. They go remove them schools. So Doc is doing something in his village. That'll be very nice.
Yes.
They say they're going to move them to the school in Britain and in Abil and put them inside of it. You understand?
Yeah.
So, things happening. So people must know what happening in Grenada because they say nothing is happening. The economy, they say the economy growing and it's not growing. I listened to some people on TVN this morning making comments. Some of the haters and they didn't church. They didn't church and they balling and they balling. All over the world. Right? Look at Donald Trump gets rid of insecurity. When they say they don't work in. He get rid of them. And all over the world, pick her up. But this is Grenada. I just picked some cocoa and breadfruit, and I'm going to share it this morning. I don't know what they want. You understand? Anyhow, I will be going to see the American doctors and show them with 2 foot that sick.
Yeah,
so
because...
nobody can tell me, don't go.
Yeah.
They could put up what they want to put up on the media are going. Anybody that comes concerning me health in Grenada are going. You understand? I'm my own mind of thinking for myself. And a doctor come right here and take my name. And I'm going to go in the park on Sunday to go and see them people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So, have a good day. Mr. Watt, good morning. And your wife. Therefore, I know you always tune in, boy. That's one Grenadian out there that is really tuned in.
Yeah,
good
man.
morning to you and your family, your wife, your son. Give them my love. What else, man? And to Patty and Matthew, good morning to y'all. I love y'all. Kathy and Fox, all the Grenadians all over. And also to my friend that is tuning in from Pedmota. He was here working with the doctors and he go back. That I give the cocoa. So I don't forget your name, sir. Good morning to you. And don't forget to get the ointment for me. You know who he's doing. Everybody and Sheldon, good morning again, and you continue to what you're doing.
All right,
Goodbye
thank you very much,
to everybody. So, the sun's shining nice today.
What are the hot?
Have a good day.
Later, Kabe. Yes, indeed. So work taking place in Bujeju. Yeah. So the Chinese, they are constructing the houses that the last government did give up. No, me say so. Them say they did give it up. That's why they don't like me around, and because I just see the thing as it is. Yeah. NDC government give it up. NNP government making sure it bill. You take it back. So you see some of them billing in Bujeju now. If you go up in Diamond, you're seeing. If you go up in Dumfries and Carriacou, you're seeing. Yeah, if you're going Corinth and St. David, you're seeing houses being built for the Grenadian people. But now we mustn't talk about that. They want us to talk about that. They want us to keep silent on those things. We'll talk about it. I like what Cami do. Talk about it. Tell them. Yeah. So Grenlec put it in. So because part of the agreement is usually that the government on the other side, being the government of Grenada, would have to put in groundwork. So Nawasa have their part to do and government have their part to do with Grenlec and so on. So you have those parts that must be done so that when the houses are constructed, you're going quick. All right? And as goes back to the American vessel as well, yeah, I'm seeing a statement here from a guy by the name of Rich Boynes. And he's saying he was stationed on that very ship that's coming to Grenada. He says, I was stationed, worked on this medical ship when I was on active duty. So he's a naval veteran. I now work with the medical staff currently on this ship at Walter Reed Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. Great opportunity for my people back home. Go get the free medical care being offered. Staff are active duty professionals. Go Navy from a Leicester man. So Rich Boynes, he's from Leicester in Carriacou. And he's saying that the very vessel that's coming here, he, a Grenadian, or in specific a Carriacou, Leicester man, was working on that vessel. And he's encouraging his people. He's encouraging us as Grenadians to go on the vessel and get care. As he says, great opportunity for my people back home. And he's now working on the medical staff at the Walter Reed Medical Center in Bethesda. Yeah? So go and get the free medical care being offered. He says the people who are working on that are active duty professionals. So these are professionals, whether it's in plastic surgery or whatever. These are professionals. So he's saying, go and get that care. All right? We have a set of people telling you don't go. The people who telling you don't go, ask them for 20,000 or 30,000. Ask them for that to go and do the surgery that you need to do, that you cannot do because you don't have the funds to do it. Ask them if they don't give you the money to go and do that. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, buddy.
Morning. How you doing, sir?
How are you doing?
You hearing me?
Yes, I hear you.
All right. Go through, man.
I'm balling here, boy.
You balling?
Sheldon.
Hey, sir. I hearing you, man.
Sheldon.
I hearing you. Go ahead.
What happened?
Bull, I hearing you. Go ahead. Oh, boy. Bull, I was hearing you, man. If you listen to the radio now, you go hear that I was hearing you. Yeah, I was hearing you. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of today's program. Yeah. All right. Nice. So, folks, remember tomorrow, for those of you in St. John, remember tomorrow, the National Sustainable Development Plan 2035. They are going to be at the St. John Anglican School from 7 p.m. Try and make it there. Try and make it there. All right? Nice. Wonderful. So, yeah, we're saying that there's a lot of information. And you see, the thing is, and someone is making that point. Let me just say exactly who's making that point there. Colette. Yeah, she's making that point. And before I go to that point, hey, AC Major, good morning to you, bro. Yeah, and boy, we start early with that, you know. We say a happy birthday to that man early, you know. Yeah, man, we say a happy birthday to that man early in the game. To Mr. Selwyn Noel Durity. Yeah, I wonder, we might find a Durity Calypso just now and play. You never know. Yeah. Colette, you're absolutely correct. When taking information off of the internet, when you're taking information online, always check and make sure where you're getting that information from, if it's a truthful thing. I always tell you all, over 90% of the information that comes across the internet, that you're seeing on the internet, is false. Yeah, well, in truth, AC saying that we say happy birthday before, but we did not say happy birthday. Selwyn Noel, happy birthday to you from another OGM, original Grenville man. Yeah? None other than Alan Campbell. He says a very special happy birthday to you. Right, yeah. Colette is saying that you have to be very careful where you take that information for. You have to vet that information, because what's happening there is that, for instance, if somebody wants to malign you, whoever you are listening to this program right now, this is how easy your name and your reputation can be damaged. You could be there right now, and anyone with access to the internet could create a Facebook page. And then they could just put your picture up and say whatever they want about you. And you know that a significant amount of people will start to take that information and share it as though it's true. They will, because they see it on the internet. And they don't use critical thinking skills to say, well, I know if that thing true, you know. Let me double check and find out before I share that or before I say anything. We have a caller online. Hello? Seems as though we have a problem. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
How are you doing?
I'm good for the time.
All right.
Okay, I want to shout out Ian. Happy birthday to him, belated. And let him know him to take care of that foot. Don't do too much.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you doing?
I'm great.
I find so in your voice since you come back like is that Sheldon Scott came back there.
Wait, that's how to take a rest, eh?
Yes, of course, and that's good, and that do the trick.
Yeah.
And how the family?
Everyone is okay.
All right, good to hear that. You take it easy and all the best.
All right, thank you so very much.
You have a nice day.
All right.
You're welcome. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I wonder if I solved the problem I was having there just now. Let me see if that solves the problem. All right, nice. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. And for those of you overseas, 347-329-3101. That's 347-329-3101. That's the number for you to call and get onto the program. Now, anyone could create a Facebook page. I could create a Facebook page right now. It's taking me less than 10 minutes to create a Facebook page. And suppose I take a picture of you and I put it on the page and say, this person has been found to be the biggest Obia man or Obia woman in the whole Caribbean. people from all over going to them. Does that make it true? But some people just go on the internet and whatever they see there, all of a sudden it becomes true to them. They didn't see it from official news sources. They didn't see it from official sources. They just see it from some fly-by-night page that appear, from some person that just create a page to put up all kind of slanderous and things about people. And they take it as the truth. We have a caller. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon.
Hey, morning. How are you doing?
I'm okay, man. Okay.
All right, go right ahead.
Yeah, brother Sheldon, you know sometimes in life, there's people that they're going to discourage people, never to encourage people to do what is right. Right? A man may went through some pain. He carried a pain. But instead of someone encouraging you to go by that way, you would tell the person not to go by that way. You with a pain, you will believe what a person tells you, and you have to carry the pain. Right? And when I look at people only care about themselves. They don't care about other person. A man suffers with pain. You should encourage him to go and see if he gets health care. But you try to tell the person not to go, but you don't help me then. Right? You don't help me then. So why should you try to help somebody and you can't help them? The American came here, the boat, and I said they're trying to ask people to come and fight health care. You tell people not to go. But you don't help them. They come to you and they ask you for the money. You will not give them. And you have it, but you won't get it. But still tell them not to go. And brother, there's some people, they don't like good for nobody. They only like good for themselves. And they don't care about nobody. Well, I always say the person who care about you and love you, this is the person that will give you the right encouragement to do what is right. Because if you love, the word of God says, you love your neighbor as you love yourself. And if you love one another, what is good for you is also good for them. You had money to go by a doctor to get health care. The person might have it, and they get it free. You should encourage them to go and get it. Everybody want to feel well, and get proper health, get good health care. Right? So that the person have what they go and get it. But if a man who have it, get it free attendance. Right? Why should you try to deprive the person? You should encourage the person to go and get it. So the same way you want to feel good, the person want to feel good. So brother Sheldon, you all want to make God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. I don't know what's happening with my calls. Let me try, when someone else calls, we'll try to get it again. 440-7377 and 347, just forget our number, 347-329-3101. Yeah, folks, you have to learn to test information. There's a group of people out there that what they want is, from the time they say something, they want you to believe it. They want you to believe it. I ain't playing them games. I want you to think critically, to be able to listen to information, to be able to verify information and see what is fact and see what is fiction. Yeah? So you have people saying all sorts of things about the boat. I see somebody post something about Senator Garway and the Governor General and all sorts of things yesterday. Not because somebody posts it. And we know it's a radio talk show host that behind that fake page posting all these sorts of fake information. They put in a grain of truth inside it. So if something happened, an incident happened, but then they add all sorts of lies around it and expect you to buy everything wholesale. Let's try the phone line. Good morning. Okay, that person hung up. Yeah. There's a talk show host that's doing that. That particular page, and I won't give the page any popularity by naming the page here, but that particular page is done by a talk show host aligned with the National Democratic Congress. That is part of the program of misinformation by the National Democratic Congress. Why? They don't want you focusing on the fact that they have not a leadership contest, but a leadership fight taking place within their organization. Where's Kennedy Roberts? Where is he? About 4 months ago, he was out and about. He was the new PRO and a fresh face added to the NDC, and you saw him heard him on radio and you saw him on television until he made the mistake and said that he was looking towards being leader of the party. And that was it. All of a sudden, he disappear. You start to see the dum-dum from in St. Paul's reappear now as the voice of the end. The one who resigned as PRO, you know. You start to see mouth back in thing again. He up in front. Yeah? You know why? They can't deal with building. That's why their party will always be breaking up and mashing up and confusion. They can't deal with positivity and they can't deal with building. All they can deal with is confusion and fighting. That's all they could deal with, you know. Attack individual. Whether it's me, water off a duck's back, me ain't care. Could talk from now until the cows go home. Me ain't care. Me ain't afraid none of them. Could tell them that. Me ain't afraid none of them. I didn't afraid them when they was in government, and I will never afraid them. None. Zero, zilch, zot, none of them. Because all of them is a bunch of cowards. Me ain't afraid them. Say what they want to say, me ain't care. Me ain't bother them. At the end of the day, the truth stands at the truth, and the Grenadian people will always know exactly what is the truth. There's a vast majority of Grenadians. They employ critical thinking skills when information is placed before them. But you see these activists of the NDC, all they are there to do is to try and bring down. And the thing is, you heard them lie before, you're hearing them lie now, and you know they're going to be lying in the future. They lack credibility. They lack that. We have a caller online. Hello? Hello?
Hey, HARDTALK?
Yes, you're live.
Oh, I'm live. Thank you. Now, what I wanted to do, yeah, I don't know if you could inform the public more on projects that have been done. For instance, I saw in Guav, there's a hospital being constructed, and there's quite a number of projects going around. Could you inform the people on what have been done? I don't know if you do it. I didn't listen to the program a while, you know.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, but try and inform, let me know what's happening.
Okay.
Under the NMP, you know.
No problems, bro.
Thank you, man.
Well, the thing is this, even a little while ago, Cami was speaking about the housing projects. I did speak about the housing projects today. There are other projects, and bit by bit, we will let people know what projects are taking place. And the thing is, we're just sort of reminding people, because the thing is, people are seeing it, you know. They're seeing what's going on because they live here. And don't think that people outside of the island are not aware of what's going on in the island. They're very aware of what's going on in Grenada. Very, very aware of what's going on in Grenada. Because remember, they are friends and family. Sometimes to find out information about what's going on in Grenada, you hear it from somebody in New York first. And that is nothing that came about only with the internet. That's always been how it is. I know certain things you're hearing from people in Canada and you're hearing it from people in New York. Before you hear it here in Grenada, you hear it up there. So and so happened, boy. Yeah? That's always how it has been. So don't feel that because someone is outside of Grenada, they don't know what's going on here. And I got a message there from Kathy. Yeah, and Kathy is saying a very special happy birthday to her loving cousin, Durity Selwyn Noel. Kathy, I'm passing a message for you. Selwyn, happy birthday from your loving cousin, Kathy. Hello, good morning.
Sheldon,
hey.
I call back. Let me tell you something. The fake website that giving all the wrong information, you know what he must do? He must send the journalist to rehab. The journalist, he must put up on his website that you need to go in rehab. That is what he must do. I don't know what he name. I don't know what he name. I said the journalist, they must send the journalist to rehab. That's why he must put up on his fake website. Let the other readers out there know that you need to go to rehab. Okay? Have a good day, Grenada.
I don't know what journalist she's speaking about. If that person is a journalist, I don't know what she's talking about. But what I could say is this. That you see, because sometimes people get the impression because you're quiet that you're afraid them. I ain't afraid nobody. The person that I had afraid ain't born yet. and will never be born. Yeah? Not one. Not one. Bunch of cowards. And everybody, the whole island knows why they attack certain people. We know why they attack Dr. Mitchell. We know right now why they're attacking Senator Garraway. Yeah, we know why they attack certain individuals. We know the intention. Yeah, but we're not afraid of that. The bottom line is what you've got to continue doing is the right thing. Just continue doing it. Yeah, what needs to be done, do it. Housing is a big issue among Grenadians. The Grenadian government is addressing the issue. You heard the Honorable Oliver Joseph here last week, and he was speaking about some of the things that are being done in relation to housing. The increase in the amount allocated in St. David for housing. The assistance to the disabled and differently abled in relation to getting out of the outside bathroom and toilets and so on. While he's doing that, still writing a project to get money otherwise to assist with that issue. We have a caller online. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Sheldon.
Hey, how are you doing, sir?
I'm there, man. It's a little while I haven't called here.
Yeah, man. Well, the frequency was down for a while.
Well, you know, not too long ago, I passed through Guave up there, and I glanced up on that hill up there where the old hospital was.
Ooh, bro. I'm not sure what happened to your phone, if your hand touch it or whatever, but give us a call back. No problem. Give us a call back. Yeah, there are many things taking place. Yeah, we're seeing the work taking place at the hospital facility there. You're going in Guave. When you pass through Guave and you look at that medical facility taking place there. Yeah, and that one might be the model for others that are to come. Okay, might end up with a similar one in St. David in the future. So that a lot of things that people have to rush down to town and try to reach down by the outpatient clinic after 6 and 7 in the morning, so to ensure that you don't spend the whole day. Or some of the pregnant mothers that have to leave. I've seen it. I've seen it myself. Pregnant mothers, you had to be down there by 7 o'clock to get to the clinic, and sometimes nighttime still taking you with the outpatient clinic and so. And due to the volume of people, and if you can lessen the volume of people that have to come to one location, it will improve the service that's being offered to those people. So the people that need gynae, my tongue tying up this morning to say gynecological. My tongue is tying up this morning. But the people who need that service, instead of having to come down, everybody having to come down, which is what causes the bottleneck, everybody having to come down. With the facility in St. John, a lot of people that would have to come down can now have a day in St. John that they're going there instead. Yeah? For the same service that they have to come outpatient down in town for. So you'd have the people from St. Mark and St. John who would go there, and that takes out the number that has to come down to town. And if you end up with a similar facility in the St. David area in the future, because with all the happenings in St. David, definitely you're going to have to put a similar facility. And Honorable Oliver Joseph, we need to start looking for the place for that one. Yeah, we need the funding. Yeah, let you get the funding and then we go set up the place and we work on that one. But to get that sort of thing done for the people of St. David, so that the people in Lower St. Andrew and St. David, they can go to that one and you lessen the number there. So instead of having to spend the whole day, you go there early morning, get a number, you sit down, and you see, you can't upset because the doctors have to take their time. You don't want the doctor rush through and miss something, especially when it comes to pregnant mothers. You don't want them rush through and miss something. They have to take their time. So lessen the number that have to come to one location, spread it across so each person would have to spend less time there. Not less time with the doctor, but less time waiting and before they can leave. Yeah, because it cuts down on productivity when these sort of things have to happen. So don't think that government is doing things helter-skelter and they just say, well, you put a facility in St. John. You're putting a facility in St. John that is going to lessen the number of people that have to take that journey now from St. John and St. Mark, heading even from the lower parts of St. Patrick, heading down to the general hospital. You're lessen on that. A lot of things that people rush up to the general hospital for, you could deal with at clinics and so on in some areas. The St. George Health Center. Some people, instead of going there, they could go there with certain things and it could be dealt with there, but instead of going there, if it's something that they believe needs to go up to the general hospital, they call the ambulance and they send you up. But in lots of instances, instead of that, people just rush up to the general hospital. So you end up with a significant number of people there and it causes blockages. Yeah? But these are the people now. You listen to some of these people talking now, brothers and sisters. You listen to some of these people talking now. And they feel that Grenadians forget, These people actually think that you're stupid, So what? You take a piece of audio from when I was speaking about NDC people who funding you. You cut it all you want and you play it because you feel you won't get Grenadians to attack me. Where you feel I is? You feel like afraid of anybody? Because you cut your audio and you cut it and you put where you want and all kind of thing. And you're playing it like a road match. That's what you say, that's what you say. You feel you getting anybody to hate me? Who knows me, knows me. Who really knows me? Not those people who think they know me. Who knows me, knows me. So what, you're going to scare me? You're going to get me afraid? You'll stop me from going into the market? You'll stop me from going on Lime on the terminal? No self are going. You'll stop me from taking my children and go on Lime on the beach? You'll stop me from going up in St. John? Can't stop me. I'm going wherever I want to go. Well, you feel, or you're scaring somebody, or you feel, or you're frightening somebody. Because that is the mentality of that political organization called the National Democratic Congress. And right now, I'm even too sure we should call them a political organization. Because their concept of what politics is, and my concept of what politics is, are two totally different things. Their concept of politics, everyone from the little idiot they have in Carriacou, that running about, the big mouth guy, I don't know why they don't send this guy to school. The big mouth one they have in Carriacou, that all. I'm not interested in men, so I don't know what they only have a name for. I'm not interested in men. So I don't know what this boy and them only have a name in the mouth for. But at the end of the day, they are only interested in destruction and mash up. They know how to build nothing. That's all they're interested in. Destruction, mash up, destroy. That's what they focus on. That's what they're about. That's why when given the opportunity to build our country, what did they do? The people who was within the organization that were trying their very best to develop the country, they kicked them out. From Joe to Mr. Church, kick them out, run them. That's what they did. Mash up and mash up. That's all they know. Negativity. You got some houses from the Chinese government for the Grenadian people after Hurricane Ivan. Get rid of that. You got an athletic stadium for the youth of Grenada so that right now we can sit here in Grenada and know that the World Championships are coming up and that we have talented young people with the training and so on that have a high possibility and probability of coming back with medals from the World Championship to fly the flag of Grenada around the world right now, representing and saying, we are Grenadians and we are proud. What they do? They stop the stadium and then they say they're proud, they stop it. These same people. But they want us to talk about that, no. They want us to talk about that. So every now and again, create a salacious story and just throw it out there. And then the thing is, the brainless people that follow them, that take the story and then come back preaching it as though it's gospel. Preaching it out there. Like if they was there and they see what happened and they know what happened for a fact. I don't know who died and made them the paragons of morality and virtue in this country. See, they bring out the ex-Prime Minister, Mr. Tillman Thomas. Mr. Tillman Thomas, who was the individual that put the tens of thousands of dollars on your bank account? Coming to talk about things, what happened? Feel my memory shorter. My memory very long. Up to now, nobody can save that person from ISIS, Boko Haram, if the person from is some Mexican cartel leader, if there's a gangster, can't say anything because nobody knows. But paragon of virtue? Who? Who that? Not them. Not them. Have the one in the south there, running him out every now and again, simply because he's gotten to the age right now where he has not achieved what he wants to achieve in life. Colette, your mouth bad. Yeah, the one in the south there wasn't achieved what he wanted to achieve in life. Is very upset about that, and therefore when he sees others achieving these things, is very, very upset. So he's bitter. Bitter. Anybody know zebra pig? I don't think it have a thing on the face of the earth as bitter as zebra. I willing to put zebra pig in the Guinness Book of World Record as the most bitter natural substance. His attitude is like zebra pig. Yeah, the only difference is that bitter ain't good for you. That's the sort of individuals. And they expect me to afraid them? I know all you. That's why I can't afraid all you. Everyone all you. Yeah? Can't afraid all you. Folks, 4407377 and 34732933101. You see me, let me take a piece of steel pan in between you here. Just letting them know, women are like, I ain't into this thing. Not me. To each his own, but I'm not in that. So them seem to be having dreams. If you even dream that, wake up, slap yourself, take a bath, and then stay up for the rest of the night. Don't go back to sleep. Yeah, that my concept of politics is about development. Politics is about raising people up, not putting people down. Politics is not about trying to destroy another individual. Politics is not about attacking a person's family. Politics is not about trying to malign. That's not politics. That's nastiness. Politics, and that's where a lot of people have the wrong concept about what politics is. Politics is about development. Politics is about how I can help you to move from point A to point B. How I can help you improve your standard of living. How I can help you to get your children educated and help you to educate yourself, not me educate you, you know. Nobody could educate anybody. You could educate yourself, because if you close your mind to what someone is saying, you'll never be educated. You have to open your mind and you have to make up your mind that you want to be educated. And politics is about that. Some people say politics in a negative. Me want nothing to do with politics. You want nothing to do with nastiness. But everybody should want something to do with politics. Politics is about how together we can come together and move the country forward. Politics is about how we can develop our youth. Not come in office and decide that you're going and send 2,000 young people home in one program and about 3,000 in another program and send home the staff in different ministries. No, that is not politics. That is nastiness. Politics is not about we go jail this one and we go jail that one and we go jail the other one. No. Politics is about let us build our country. Because you hear the NDC talking all the time, you know. No, they want me to talk about them. They want me to talk about them. I could care less what they want. Yeah? They want me to talk about them. But I have a lot of talking to talk about them, you know. Believe me, I have a lot of talk to talk about them. They feel they get away. Long rope for maga goat. And I go to Real Maga. You need some long rope. And it's not about breaking down. It's not about destroying. It's putting the facts out there. And let the general public decide. I no hatred towards anyone. Hatred can't dwell within me, no. If I don't like you, I just don't have no dealings with you. But I don't hate you. All about how we move forward as a country. What do you hear them saying? Listen, you've heard them on radio, on TV, in the newspaper, and so on. You've heard them over the years. What have they been putting forward for the development of our country? What are their plans for developing Grenada? For all the wrongs that they're saying exist within Grenada right now, what is their solution for all of that? Yeah? What is their solution for all the wrongs that they see happening in Grenada? What is their plan for developing the farmers that they say are being ignored right now? What is their plan for development of these farmers right now? Anytime you ask them the plan, you know what the answer does be? Oh, we don't want to say that because NNP go take it. Well, my goodness, if the farmer is suffering, you have an idea, you shouldn't care if the NNP take it. You shouldn't care whoever take it. Because at the end of the day, it's a plan that can help that farmer move from point A to point B, which is what you really want to see. Or do you only want to see the farmer move under you, under your administration? Because they believe they're the repository of all knowledge and wisdom in this country. Is that the case? The economy of Grenada is celebrating its 7th consecutive year of growth. During a period before 2013, the economy of Grenada wasn't going up. It was growing down like roots. Down. And them root system wasn't good. It was rotting. Down. That is where it was heading. But you turn things around and you're being praised internationally. While at home, you have some people just constantly attacking you. You're moving forward. But they can't put a plan in place and say, well, okay, instead of doing that to the Grenadian economy, here's what we will do. We will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to do these, and we're going to do it in this way, and that would improve the Grenadian economy. And they don't ever give praise where praise is due. You'll never hear them speaking about any of the positive news that comes out about Grenada. Have you ever heard them on any of their programs speak about the fact that houses are being built for Grenadians? Name one of their programs where you've heard them speaking about the fact that you have 200 and something houses being built in Corinth, that you have houses in Diamond being built, and the villa in St. Patrick, and that you have houses in Carriacou being built, and that St. John will soon have their first ever housing project, that there's a hospital facility, a mini hospital facility being built in St. John. Yeah? You hear them speaking about those positives? They will never, and they don't, because they can only deal with negatives. That's the type of individuals that they are. They like zebra pick, they're bitter. Bitter. Yeah? Bitter. And then they wonder why people run. You get up every morning and drink zebra pick. I tried that for a while. Papa, yo. I sweat bitter and all. They don't like positivity. They don't like positivity. Negativity, that's where they dwell. So when you see these little Facebook pages putting out all the scurrilous little stories there, attacking people and accusing people of all sorts of things, know where it's coming from. Know where it's coming from. It's coming from some bitter, hurt individuals who have failed in their personal lives, they've failed in their political lives, they've failed in their social lives, they've failed in their business lives, and therefore they're bitter. And don't think it's the NNP or individuals within the NNP they're bitter against, you know. They're bitter against you, the Grenadian people. How dare they not take us and make us the government? They're bitter. Not against NNP. They're bitter against you. How dare they give them all the seats? Take the 15-0. You hear them repeating it. Understand where it comes from. It's from that bitterness from failing politically. It's from that bitterness from failing in their business and their social lives and their professional lives and so on. It's that bitterness that comes through all of that. They're bitter. And they take that bitterness and it exposes itself in the way of how they attack individuals and they attack organizations. And so poor the churches in Grenada. Poor the churches. You know the good thing with me? I've insulated my brain from nonsense. And therefore I refuse to read or listen or view anything by these individuals. Refuse. People tell me they say so. All well and good. I ain't reading nothing there, right? I've insulated my brain from nonsense. Sometimes they say it's good to know what they're saying, yeah. But I've insulated my brain from nonsense. I'll listen. I don't have time for that. I'll develop myself, read things that edify my brain. Take up a Bible and read. Take up a personal development or a critical thinking book and read. Take up a classic novel or a classic document and read. But listen to them, that ain't happening. Seriously, that just ain't happening. No way it happening. Believe me, it ain't happening. Yeah, I wouldn't do it, no. Don't get politics and nastiness mixed up. They are not one and the same and they are not part of each other. Imagine a political party that's sitting there and they're not trying to gain a seat after losing 15-0 twice. And they don't like you say that because they don't like to be reminded. Their heart does give a little boop, 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 boop every time you say it. But after losing 15-0 twice, instead of trying to come forward and see how they can work to build themselves and see how they could develop to try and gain a seat or two and so on, they're hoping that the party that won the 15 seats, that it failed somewhere, or it failed in a constituency, or it failed somehow or the other. They're hoping that that is the way that they will gain a seat. So in other words, they ain't working for your job. You working as a supervisor in a job, but the person below you, they ain't working hard to get the supervisor job, and they're hoping that you fall long and dead so that they could become the supervisor. They're next in line, but they ain't working for it. They're there and they're praying every day. Let them fall long. Let them fall down. Let them fall down. And thinking that that is the way that they go win a seat. It's the Almighty that rises and he that takes down, not man. All of us are answerable to him and him alone. Chris, good morning, bro. How are you doing today? Folks, just to give you some quick information again, for those of you in St. John, because you may need to reach up early and so on tomorrow to be able to attend this particular meeting. All right, so for those of you in St. John, remember that meeting, it's taking place tomorrow at the St. John Anglican School from 7 p.m., the National Sustainable Development Plan. I think we have a call. I'll be our final caller today. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brother.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, you're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Brother Sheldon, when you look at NDC, NDC, the achiever, in the 4.5 years in government, they achieve a lot. And here is some of the achievement. The achievement is get rid of the Imani, get rid of the Darcy's Hospital, going by foot reporting. Get rid of the health center. Get rid of health center in Guam. Get rid of Michael Church. Get rid of all the hard-working people that who have been good for NDC. So when you look at NDC, them presently, NDC members, executive members, they are people there that they don't want nothing good. Nothing good. All what they need to get rid of everything. Get rid of 1,000 houses that the Chinese are giving to the Grenadian people. Get rid of that. So when you look at every track record, is on a negative path. Have nothing good to see our people. right? They have nothing good because see they don't care and they don't love people. And when you are a party and you are always on the negative, you cannot grow. You cannot grow. You can only grow when you be on the positive side. Right? You cannot grow when you divide. When you divide it and you have hate in your heart, it will destroy your own self. It will just destroy people. I want to say to the Grenada people, look, you know what you have. And we know who care and love you. So you have to stick for the party who care and love you. The one who helps you, not the one who try to pull you down and destroy you.
All right.
Whatever, Sheldon, you're wonderful.
All right, thank you. We have a caller on the overseas line. Good morning. Hello. We have a caller on the overseas line. Good morning. Oh boy, the phone lines are giving a lot of problems this morning, and I'm hearing a serious hum. You all may not be hearing it out there, but I'm hearing a serious hum on the line. We'll have to do some work on that line when the program is finished today. Yeah? I'll call on the, let me see, just make sure I have everything here for the overseas line. Call on the overseas call again, let me see, because I'm not seeing what's happening here. Yeah, everything seemed to be in order for the overseas line. It's ringing. It was ringing a while ago. I answered it, but not seeing what's taking place there. All right, yeah. For those of you 347-329-3101, yeah, we'll take one more. Yeah, we'll take one more, but on the overseas. You don't take it on the local. Nice, you'll take it on the overseas. Yeah? So there are people, the Zebapic people, they're bitter. Lose first election, lose second one, bitter. One side saying they want Claudette as the political leader. Next side saying they want Franca Bernardine as the leader. Next set saying they want Andal as the leader. So it mix up. We're trying to shift attention. They want you to focus on that. Nah, don't focus on that. Franca, you know, the same person that resigned as the public relation officer of the NDC because she said it was too much work. Yeah, same Franca Alexis Bernardine, the same person that resigned as the public relation officer at the NDC. So they said no, none of them would have taken any executive positions as in public relation officer and all these other things because it was too tiring. Or she had 3 meetings a week and it became tiring and all that sort of thing. And they said they would put her as political leader. So they said they didn't want any of their constituency caretakers to hold multiple roles. Imagine people that didn't even have a constituency office so people could come in and visit them, that barely used to spend time in the constituency anyway. Most of the time they just used to spend is online maligning and cussing people. Yeah? Or once a week, if they get a chance in each instance. Some of them might go once every 3 months or so on a radio or television program to speak a set of nonsense. And they were saying that was too much work for them. And I remember Franca saying, well, it's too much because as public relation officer, sometimes you have to have 2-3 meetings a week, you know. And she was just a constituency caretaker. Once every month or so, you had to go parliament for a little while. And that was too much work. But they want to put her as leader of the party. That's their business. If they want to do it, up to them. But I will never put her as leader of my country. Because if you can't handle the role of being a senator who had to go once a month to parliament, the PRO of a party and a constituency caretaker, how in the world, because you had to win your seat to become the prime minister, so how in the world you going to be a MP, the prime minister, and probably hold other portfolios and political leader of a party? I supposed to trust you? Oh, please. I'll get serious. Well, I'll get serious. I'll talk to me, man. Watch. That's all the time we have for today. Watch. I'm going to play a parang, man. I play a parang and go. Yeah. I play a parang and go. Folks, and whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. I am out of here.
How we doing things like this?
I changed my mind. That parang is too much trouble, boy.
Boy, I cannot.
Go and play that one. The next thing I end up in trouble. Yeah, me.
Run by Shilly.
Yeah, yeah. And then I end up in trouble.
You
I want to call NTRZ.
They planning to sue us. They planning to jail us. All of them are doing wrong. We call it them in parang. They planning to sue us. They planning to jail us. give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can. Come on, let him know. I give myself. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. What would happen if a generation embraced this? Come on, tell them, here I am. Here I am. Here I stand. Lord, my life is in your hand. Lord, I long to see your desires revealed in me. In myself. To you I belong. I give myself to you. Oh.